Welcome to Sachi's Archive. I'm Sachi, and thank you for joining me today. This is Minecraft Engineering Notebook Entry 004.3, where we'll be continuing to document the banking system, and it is Part 4B. This entry completes the XP savings and completes the bank system. We will document the commands used to withdraw your XP from XP savings at the bank. Before we begin, please check the description for this video's required dependencies. If you're following along and building this system yourself, now is a good time to pause the video, grab your engineering notebook and a pen or pencil, and get ready to document today's entry with me. If you find these notebook entries helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Let's get started.
Okay, let's just get right into this. So the last entry, what we did was all the input. If you were going to deposit XP, we did all the command blocks. You didn't need an NPC to do that. You can come in at any time and you can deposit your XP. But what if you want to withdraw your XP? So initially, the public banker, Celine, when you look at her, when she's out where she's supposed to be in the bank, when you go up to her, she has the current rates, the exchange, or the XP savings. When you click this button for XP savings, and we've already gone over this, it just opens the dialog of an NPC that's going to be hidden. That NPC that's hidden is this Celine over here. Remember, when you hide your NPC that is going to be hidden the whole time, unless, for example, you could do this without a banker, and you can just make you can make like an XP place or whatever, and you can just make this NPC. So if you made the entire banking system, this is should be hopefully the last part of the banking system. Um, you would have you would have 3 NPCs total. Never mind her yet. I might have RNG for Celine, just like saying hi or whatever. But um, this would be the third one. If you wanted to make your own XP savings, like counter or something, and that wasn't part of a bank system, you could do this entire XP savings, just all the last entry, which was part A, part 4A of entry 004.3, the XP savings, part 4A. That is going to show you all the commands, and then this would be the NPC that you put out. You do not have to have everything else. You could just have one NPC. So we're going to start with that. I'm writing this down as the XP savings button. And this is Celine, and this is a hidden Celine. Because I'm only going to see this dialog if someone presses XP savings, right? And if you were going to do this as just your own thing, if you were just, this was all you're going to have is maybe you called it XP savings or whatever, or XP bank or whatever you want to call the NPC. You might change some of the stuff in what we're writing here today, but you could do this system separate of a bank system. You could just have a different, maybe Mark or Mike or John. John is going to explain to you if you store your XP here, we're going to give you some extra XP. They want you to feel safe in storing your XP there. And you could do this whole system just with the command blocks and one NPC. So but because I did the whole entire system, I am going to make it like that. So I know that there is a Celine, and I'm going to write down the dialogue. So the dialogue, and I'll read it after I'm done. But I feel like the dialogue is really needed. You might not need as much, like you might not need to say, Wellbridge Savings is proud of our community. You might not have to do that, like write that, but you definitely want to explain the XP savings in this dialogue. So I'm just writing all of this down. I'm sorry if I'm writing too slow. I'm almost ready to put it down. Okay, before I go further down. So the dialogue is Wellbridge Savings is proud of our community. We offer competitive returns for all XP that is stored here. You may deposit levels starting at level 31. Each XP bottle has an RNG of 3 to 11 XP orbs. The average is 7 per bottle. We credit you a bottle for 5 XP points, ensuring positive distribution. So if the average, when people throw the bottles, the average is they're getting 7. Okay. What this bank is saying is we're gonna say that you only get 5. You only get 5 XP orbs per bottle. So you're going to get more bottles. If we would have said it was the average of 7, you could potentially store a level, and then if you pulled out just that level, you might not have gotten, that level back when you used all the bottles. This is basically, ensuring positive distribution. So you can sit here, I guess, and game this. It's not as fun as you think. After dropping like several stacks of XP bottles. Yes, you go up in XP a lot, but it gets really boring. So I just don't, because no one on my world is going to make money off of their XP, or, they can't use it to buy anything or whatever. I just don't see the point. I don't think anyone, I mean, if they want to, if some player wants to stand there and just deposit levels and then withdraw them and then deposit them again and withdraw them, and end up pushing themselves up in levels because we give you a positive back for every level that you store, most of the time on an average. So you might get, one time you might deposit a level and then you pull out that same amount that they gave you for that level and you put it in, and you might just make the next level, okay? But other times you might actually make 2 levels with that. Depends on what your RNG is. Um, I don't know what I was saying now, but let's continue. Okay, you may withdraw your XP at any time. And that's kind of a lie, just because if the banker is not out, then you can't. So now they're going to tell you. So for if you had level 31 and you deposited 1 level down to level 30, you got 150 points on your XP savings scoreboard, and that is equal to 30 bottles. 30 bottles of XP that we would give you if you withdraw. And we only give you so many, like in bulk, that you can withdraw. So XP savings. Oops. 50. 450 is 90 bottles. And 900 is 180 bottles. And then we're also going to say, please ensure you have up to 3 clear spaces of inventory prior to your withdrawal, which is really important. You don't want to withdraw stuff and then you can't pick it up. All right, that's all the dialogue. She also has 4 buttons. She has the first button is withdraw 150. The second one is withdraw 450. And the third one is withdraw 900. So we are easily telling you if you have this in your scoreboard, just press the button. You can withdraw either 150, 450, or 900 at a time. And then the last button is going to be the if you want to check your balance. Perfect. Okay, first command space. Whoops, let me show this first. Okay, the first command space is the withdraw button. So the first command space of the MPC is button mode, and it just says withdraw 150. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 commands here. The first one is a tell raw. At initiator, that's the person that pressed the button. Scores equals XP savings. That's the, so say if you just named that scoreboard XP and you would just put XP and say you are 100, your score, you press this button to withdraw 150, but you have your score on the XP savings scoreboard is up to 149. You do not have 150. That's what the 2 dots means. Up to and then 149. Okay? So you don't have enough to actually withdraw. And what we're going to tell you, because we have space in this NPC, in this command area, we have plenty of space. Most of our command areas are the whole way down to the bottom, right? So we don't do this for all of them. Like you don't have money, we just don't give it to you. But because we do have the room, we are going to tell people that don't have enough. We're going to tell them insufficient funds. The next one is going to be a tell raw. So the second command here is again at the initiator. Whose score equals 150 or up. So you have 150 or up as your score. We are going to tell you oops, brackets and curly uh, things are just so annoying to have to like actually make with a pen. Mine looks so weird. Okay, text dot dot. And we are going to tell you when you receive these, or when we know you have more. We're going to say, may the RNG be in your favor. And then we are going to give at the initiator, so the person who pressed the button, whose scores XP savings of 150 or plus. We're going to give them experience bottles. So experience bottle, and we're going to give them 30. And then the last command, we are going to remove at the initiator who has a score above 150 for that. I am just miswriting, just constantly erasing here. So they had more than 150. We are going to remove from the XP savings scoreboard after we've given them the XP bottles. We are going to remove 150. Perfect. That is one whole button. So the first one, we're going to tell them if they don't have enough money and they press the button, they press the button that specifically says withdraw 150. You press the button. So the player comes up, they press, I want to withdraw 150. It immediately checks and says, yo, you don't have that kind of money. So it says insufficient funds to that person. So everyone's going to get a tell raw when you press that button. You're either going to get a tell raw that says insufficient funds, or the next command you're going to be told, may the RNG be in your favor. And because you are told, may the RNG be in your favor, it means that you have higher than 150. So the next one is going to just give you the 30 XP bottles that we told you we were going to give you because you have a score of over 150. And the last command is just going to remove 150 from your score because we just gave you the goods. All right, so let's do the second command space for the NPC. Which is going to be a button. And the button is going to say withdraw 450. We're going to do this all over again. We are going to tell raw at the person who pressed the button. You're going, that has to have a score that's under 450. So it's going to be dot dot 449. So you can have anything up to 449 and 449, and we are going to tell you with a raw text just to your scoreboard. I mean, just to your chat. It's no one else. If there's other people in the bank, they're not going to get this on their chat. They're not going to know that you didn't have the money or the XP. They're not going to see this. We're going to tell them insufficient funds. The second one is going to be a tell raw for everyone who did have, they pressed the button because they wanted to withdraw 450 and they did have 450 plus. So we are going to tell them something. know I say this often, but I absolutely hate writing raw text, like the raw text, that whole thing. But once you do it, it's done. So it's important. You just have to be careful and make sure you put down like all the colons where they're supposed to be, all the quotes where they're supposed to be. It does matter. Okay, so what we're going to tell them in their chat when they have over 450 in there, we're going to say, seems like you have plans. Now you can write, you can have your NPC say nothing. You don't really technically have to do this. I do this because it's nice. It's nice flavor. And then we're going to do the third command, which is going to be giving people the actual experience bottles. And they must, of course, because it's just all these are checking. You definitely have to have over 450 or 450 plus to be able to get these experience bottles. And then we are going to give them experience bottles, and then we're going to give them 90 of them. And then the fourth command in this command space is going to be scoreboard players, remove, at the player that pressed the button and already got all the other stuff. We are going to make sure that they definitely have 450 and more. And we are going to remove from their XP savings score, we are going to remove 450. And that's it. So let's just check this over. We're going to say insufficient funds. If there's up to 449, then we're going to tell them seems like you have plans. And then we are going to give them 90 experience bottles. And then we're going to remove 450 from their XP savings. Perfect. Okay, third command space for the NPC. It is going to be a button. That button is going to say withdraw. Sorry, 900. And now we're going to have the four commands. So we are going to tell raw at the initiator who has the scores. I'm sure you can guess it. It's going to be up. You're not going to, the whole way up to like the number and including the number before the number we expect. So we want 900. It's going to be dot dot, so anything up to and including 899. We are going to tell them in their own chat just this text. You're going to tell them insufficient funds. Now say they do have the money. We're going to do another tell raw add initiator who now has the scores. It's 900 plus. We are going to tell them, make it rain. Okay, then we're going to give at the player, the initiator that pressed the button, who of course we are going to every time clarify this. We want to make sure that we are not taking XP from people or giving them XP if it's not them. So they must have what you want to put these qualifiers, these selectors in, that they have the score of higher. We're going to give them 180 experience bottles. Make sure that when if I put underscores in there, like experience bottle, you can't put a space. You have to put an underscore there because that's how the game reads it. It will not give any experience bottles if you don't put the underscore. So it has to be experience underscore bottle, no spaces there. Okay, we give them 180, and then we are going to remove at the player that pressed it, who has the scores higher than 900. We are going to remove from that scoreboard 900. All right, so the tell raw insufficient funds, tell raw initiator, make it rain. We're going to give them 180 experience bottles, and we're going to take away 900. Okay, perfect. Now, the last button. So we're going to do the fourth command space for the NPC. I don't know why I keep writing 9 when I want to do N. That is so weird. I just wrote 9 PC. Okay, so it is going to be a button. It is going to be named check XP balance, or you could just put balance. I mean, it's up to you what you want to write on stuff. So when they press this button, it's going to show them what their balance is. So this is the command. We are going to do a title raw. We're actually going to put it at their action bar just if they were standing onto the pressure plate, except we're not going to remove anything from them. They're just going to see their balance on their screen. And it's only for the initiator. So you press that button to find out what your balance is. You're the only one who knows your balance, who's going to see it. So I'm going to put XP as a text, and I'm going to put a space, XP space savings, and then I'm going to put a colon, and I'm going to put a space before I put the quotations where it says, for example, it says raw text colon, quotation marks, XP space savings, colon space, and then quotation marks. So you have that nice space there before you put their score. And then we are going to post the score of the player that is at initiator. And it's going to be the score that is on the scoreboard they have. That's the, objective is just another name for a scoreboard. It is going to be the score that is on the XP savings scoreboard. So you press the button and it's going to tell you your score on that scoreboard on your action bar, which is right above your hearts. So it's kind of a complicated to write down thing. Title raw at initiator action bar, raw text, XP savings, space, then curly brackets, comma, curly brackets, quotation mark, score, okay, name, at initiator, objective, XP savings. Perfect. And that's it. We have done it all. We have completed the bank system. We completed the bank system. Congratulations.
That concludes Minecraft Engineering Notebook Entry 004.3, XP Savings, Part 4B of the Minecraft Banking System. This completes the Minecraft Banking System entries. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I hope this documentation helps you build your own banking system in Minecraft. If you found this entry helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to Sachi's archive. I'm Sachi, and thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next entry.